and welcome to Edit the Darkroom on Adorama TV. I'm Ruth Medjber and today I'm back chatting with music photographer Carrie Davenport. So Carrie, can you tell me a little bit about what's in your bag when you go and shoot? Like, is it different from when you go and shoot a gig to you go shoot an event or a wedding?
Yeah, bit of a mixture. Accumulated quite a lot of stuff over the years. So at the moment I have a D750, which is it's kind of the backup camera. I would use it for smaller jobs like PR and events and things like that because it's not as heavy. Yeah. It's great resolution, so it's great to carry around. And then the D4 would be my main camera that I love and can't bear to replace. Even though I keep telling myself I'm going to get a new one now.
The D5?
Yeah.
I'm on the D4S and it's my baby.
I love it. This is the thing, it never misses a shot. Now, it's a big heavy beast of a camera, but I absolutely love it. And then lenses would vary from job to job. So generally, if it's like events and music and stuff like that, I'll bring a couple of telephotos. So the 2470 f2.8 that I use all the time because it's really bright and it's really fast. Yeah. And then the 7200 that probably every music photographer has that I use all the time as well. Again, f2.8. Then for the weddings and the portrait jobs, I've quite a few prime lenses I use. So again, 35mm Sigma art lens actually that I absolutely love.
They're gorgeous.
Brilliant. It's great. Got the 85mm Nikon and then we 50mm kind of
1.4
for the gigs as well. The wee nifty 50.
That was our entry to if you're going to do this properly, you need the 50.
Everybody has it. Yeah. And then I keep breaking flash guns. I seem to drop them all the time. So I've gone through 3 or 4. So I've got a couple of the SB910s. So it's all Nikon gear that I would use. And then anything else that I need, I kind of tend to hire. I don't really tend to the 300 and 400mm lenses I would use so rarely that they're really sort of not worth it. So I kind of...
Would you consider it a teleconverter and then to give you the reach?
I got one. I did get the 2x one. I don't really like it. I find it softens the images a lot and it cuts it down to about f5. Which is a bit of an issue. It does cut down at festivals it's fine because you're outside. But in lower light, it's not great. I think I maybe just don't trust it. Maybe that's it.
No, I think it's a cheap kind of step up.
It definitely softens the images down. I find on the D4, it's not quite as noticeable. On the D750, because you got the higher resolution, it's really noticeable. It really knocks it badly. So it's kind of, I used it a couple of times and then just sort of left it in the camera bag. It just sits there now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know anyway.
Yeah.
I'll take it off my list of things to buy.
You can have mine.
Great. Just send that down to me then. And then, so say you're doing band promo shoots.
Yes.
What kind of, would you use natural lighting?
Varies a little bit actually. Natural light, if I'm outside, natural light if I can use it. Good old reflectors, the big massive reflectors. Love those bad boys, they're great. And then I have like a Bowens kit as well that I use. I tend to use a fairly simple lighting setup because normally you don't have a lot of time to set it up. So it usually just be a couple of soft boxes and then I like playing about with like colour gels and things like that in the background, so I have a few backdrops and I would do stuff like that as well. And I bought a smoke machine in a fit of random madness, which I've used once.
I have a smoke machine and every time I go to use it, it just clouds everything and I'm why am I using
They're
this?
so pointless. It clouds everything out and then they set the smoke alarms off and then you have to leave. It's just But I'm sticking with it. I'm determined to get some. I got one really nice image with it and I was like, that'll do.
Some people use them brilliantly. I just haven't mastered it yet.
No
patience.
Smoke grenades are good. The ones you get for like war games, like kind of roundabout, they're pretty good. I've used those a couple of times and they're good.
They're fantastic.
They're great.
Tell us, after you've taken all of your shots, what's the process then? Do the bands and do Getty get a whole contact sheet of images?
Because the turnaround times are so fast for them, they just get you to edit down pick. So it's usually about 10 per gig. Up to about 20 if it's a festival, 10 per band max, and then depending on what the event is they'll give you a rough kind of idea of how harsh an edit they want. And from working for them for a while I kind of know that they'll want like a few close-ups, a few general shots, anything interesting that's happening. They do a really nice thing called alternative view, which is like if you can get weird angles on things or like behind the scenes things and stuff like that as well, so they're quite nice. Kerrang, who I work for a lot, they would have contact sheets. They'd be very strict at it as well.
Full contact sheets.
Full contact sheets, and they'll pick what they like, but again they want you to edit it down first. But that's a big part of it, I think, for people, especially anyone starting out in photography, is editing is a massive part of it. Don't put everything up. Like, cut it down to your best, because you don't need 300 photos of a gig and they look like an animation. And you know what it's like, if you get a really good gig and the lights are class and it looks amazing, you'll shoot loads, because you get really carried away and there's loads to take photos of. So it's kind of editing it down afterwards. And obviously in 3 songs there's only so much you can get, but you can still do rightly with a camera that shoots 11 frames a second. You can get a right view. But I find that I would tend to edit stuff down using Bridge.
Oh, Bridge.
And then bring it into Lightroom. It's usually, I love Lightroom, absolutely love it.
So your workflow goes Bridge, Lightroom, and then do you export to Photoshop?
I usually try and get it as close as possible in Lightroom. I tend to sort of try and shoot as close to what I want as possible, so I don't have to do a lot of editing afterwards, because I find that the time of the computer is it's the finishing process, but it's never quite as enjoyable being stuck at a computer for hours.
Oh yeah, you want to get it in camera, so you don't have to be photoshopping bits and pieces.
And you don't want to be relying. You'll never make a bad photo good, no matter how much you use Photoshop and how good you are at it. So you want to be getting it right first time, even if it is, like, I find that because it's digital, I think people are a bit more lax sometimes about that, and I don't think it's a good way to do it, because you're never going to make something great out of something that you're like, no, I need to fix this and fix that and do that. So
I don't think you're ever going to learn either. Like, if the lighting is wrong in front of you, change it.
This is it. You can see it on the camera, so you don't have light meters and all to worry about now. If you don't need to, you can just look up in the back of the camera, and there's nothing like, you know, if the lighting's wrong, you're not going to really be able to fix that too much. It's going to be, if you're casting bad shadows and things like that, you're not taking that out. So I would tend to, Lightroom I find, because you can batch process. So I'll go through and do all the sharpening, and there's things that I tend to do. Most stuff I shoot quite high contrast, so I'll generally tend to apply that to everything and then go through and then individually edit. I'm a bit of a control freak. Like, I just have to do them all myself. I can't be having anybody else try it. Like,
I don't think that's being a control freak. You're just being really cautious of your work.
Well, this is it, and it's part of the process. It's part. If it was negatives, I'd be doing it myself. So it's the same kind of thing. So I find, and then just export out to whatever I need to suit, sort of thing. So yeah, Lightroom is. I used Photoshop for years, and then I kind of because I knew what I was doing with it, I sort of stayed away from Lightroom for a while, and then once I got the hang of it and took a bit of practice, just absolutely loved it and haven't really gone back.
It's a dream.
Yeah, and I don't tend, like, I wouldn't airbrush people. No. I think it's better you look like yourself rather than this kind of weird cyborg-esque thing with no complexion at all. I don't really like it. I don't tend to, like, I get people ask all the time about it, like, oh, you make me skinnier though, and you're like, no. You don't need to be.
Yeah, they're not like models. It's musicians and documentary work.
This is it, yeah. When you photograph bands, most of them are hiding behind a beard anyway, so it's not really an issue, like, you know.
Beards and microphones.
I've had to take out a few black eyes, that's about it.
Oh, Carrie, listen, thank you so much for chatting to me today.
My absolute pleasure.
It was a dream. Thank you so much. Well, that's all we have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to brush up on your own photography skills, check out the Adorama Learning Centre. And if you'd like to watch more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.